Hello and welcome. Whoa, my face got really close there. Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the podcast for the recently diagnosed. I guess I'm not really recently diagnosed anymore, but well, I guess it depends on your point of view on that. I got diagnosed in March of 2022, and as I'm recording this, it's towards the end of January 2025, and this particular episode is about volunteering for stuff. I've been volunteering for things most of my life, and some things were good, and some things it turned out not so good, or at least didn't have the results I hoped for. I was told by my parents that I volunteered when our school was overcrowded. I went to a really tiny elementary school. It was kindergarten through fourth grade, and I think there was probably about maybe 15 or 20 kids per classroom, and there was overcrowding in that particular elementary school, and I volunteered to get bused to a neighboring school in first and second grade. And then somehow the situation changed, and I ended up going back to my original tiny little elementary school for third and fourth grade. So it was my first time putting my hand up and saying, yeah, okay, somebody has to go, I don't mind. And it worked out pretty well, because in the long run, by the time I got to middle school, I'd been to a few different elementary schools in the same district and knew a lot of the people in the seventh grade class for middle school. So it worked out pretty well for me, generally speaking, I would say. The next time I really volunteered for anything was when I went into the military, and I volunteered and went into basic training actually when I was 17, straight out of high school. I think I was 5 days out of high school, and then I was at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri, and went into the Army Reserve and transitioned to the Arizona National Guard while I was going to school out there. And when I decided to move on, I ended up going on active duty and went to Germany for a couple years and Texas for a couple years, and of course that's all the voluntary military duty. I ended up doing about 14 years there. I more recently volunteered to be part of a couple different studies, medical studies. The first one was the study for the Parkinson's medication, and I volunteered and didn't know for the first 18 months, and actually still don't know, whether I was on the actual drug or on the placebo. And apparently I'm going to find out pretty soon, one way or the other. But after the 18 months, they asked if I wanted to be part of the phase 3, and the phase 3, I was on the actual drug, and I was in that for 6 months. And just recently, actually in December, they shut down that trial because they determined that the drug wasn't doing any good at all for Parkinson's. So, you know, I put my hand up for that. When I was in the Army, actually, I volunteered to donate blood, and I did that for the longest time. There were some benefits to donating blood in the military, at least at that time. If you donated blood, you got to take the rest of the day off, and you could donate up to 4 times a year. So to get 4 days off, I donated blood 4 times a year, which, you know, turned out to be a good thing for, you know, there's always a need for blood. And so I did that for 4 years. And then when I got out of the military, continued to donate blood, although there was no benefit except for the benefit to the local community I was in that needed blood. Until a few years went by, and then they suddenly I was off the list to be able to donate blood, because I was stationed in Germany for 2 years, and there was mad cow disease. And I don't know why I did quotes, because mad cow disease is a real thing, but it's not generally referred to as mad cow. But anyway, people know it as that, and as part of the US military, potentially I got served beef that was not cleared or whatever, I don't know. So I couldn't donate blood for the longest time. Actually, 25 years later, I still couldn't donate blood. And finally, I was allowed to donate blood again. And didn't you know, right after that, I got diagnosed with colon cancer. No, not colon cancer. What am I saying? My brain. I got diagnosed with prostate cancer, which I talked about before. And I, again, volunteered for treatment, a radiation treatment, instead of the typical treatment, which is like 30 different radiation sessions. I donated, or this one is really bad. So here's one of the effects of Parkinson's is sometimes I can lose my train of thought and just don't have anything, don't even know what direction I was going. But I volunteered for this special radiation treatment for my prostate cancer, where instead of doing like 30 radiation sessions, I only had to do 5. And it worked out really well for me. It was much more concentrated radiation, so higher dosage, but only 5 doses. And in the end, I really didn't have any adverse effects from the radiation. The treatments themselves were very uncomfortable, but apart from that, I really didn't have too much else as far as side effects going. And I know a few other people who've gone through the longer term radiation treatment or the prostatectomy, where they actually do cancer or do surgery to remove the prostate altogether. I didn't go for that. I went for the radiation, and a friend of mine's going through it right now, and apparently is having some issues. I mean, things are good, and hopefully he'll be ringing the bell soon. A shout out to my friend Jim, who's going through the longer term treatment, and hopefully he'll be ringing the bell and be good to go soon. But just wanted to say I was in this the experimental drug treatment, which I'd volunteered for, and now I'm no longer in that. And that was, let me just check because I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing. Pardon me as I switch screens. That was my, I want to say UCB 0599, I believe it was. There it is. Yes, USB 0599 was a drug trial for a drug called Minzasolmin. I don't know if that's correct. Minzasolmin, which has now been designated as ineffective. So, you know, I think volunteering for things is good, and when you're helping or hoping to help people, you know, like that treatment that I did for my prostate, hopefully that'll be a standard treatment down here soon, much less impactful to your daily life. Once you have the treatments and your prostate, your PSA goes down to within normal limits again. Getting back to my other point, which was the donating blood, since I've been cancer-free for over a year, I am now eligible to donate blood. So I haven't done that yet, but I'm planning on doing it next time the Bloodmobile shows up. So just saying, you know, put your hand up, volunteer for things, whether it's activism in your community, political causes, whether it's medical trials, or, you know, helping to feed the hungry, or, you know, there's so many opportunities out there. And I think these are the things that, you know, help you grow as an individual and helps your community around you. So here's a kind of a different episode this time for my podcast, not generally talking about my Parkinson's disease, but hey, that's still going on, and I am still doing all I can to continue to lead as healthy and active and normal a life as I can. Hope you all are having a good day. Make comments. I'm happy to respond to questions. And if you can, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm at 97 subscribers. I'd like to get 3 more and hit 100. I don't know whether that makes any difference, but in my head it makes a difference that maybe more people are listening, and this message might help as well. Because after all, this podcast is also a sort of a volunteer opportunity that I hope helps people. Have a great day.